Yahoo and welcome back to my channel, everyone. My name is Mara, and for my series Let's Taste Japan, today we have the ultimate smackdown between the original Nissin cup noodles from Japan. Down below we have the Chinese, I believe, version of the same cup ramen. So we are going to see if there is a difference, and this is actually a two-part video because at first I'm going to try the blue one, which is the seafood flavor, and in my next video we are going to try the red one, which is the shrimp flavored one. So let's taste Japan! Okay guys, I'm back. I put some water in these and I let them sit for 3 minutes as usual. You can see I have the original Japanese Nissin on the left side, on your right side, and then the Chinese counterpart on the other side. I can definitely tell some differences. I recorded some footage for you guys to show you. Opening these up, you can definitely see a clear, significant difference. On the left side, in the original Nissin, you have a bunch more of the meat and egg pieces as well as the shrimps or prawns. And on the right side, you have the Chinese counterpart with much less, to be quite honest. I know from shooting this that at the bottom of the cup ramen there was a little bit more of those pieces, but in general you can see that it is much more in the original. First up, I'm going to try the Japanese one. The noodles look a little bit different, or I mean, probably because of the broth, because the broth for the Japanese one is lighter than the other one. I put the same amount of water in here, so that is definitely not the problem. So let's see. Nice. Let me get a meat thingy. Nice flavor, definitely meaty, a shrimp. I have to say the ones in the Nissin cup ramen are much more like prawn flavored. They have like the neutral, bright kind of color after you cook them. Let me try the broth. Good amount of flavor, not salty, you know, a good dashi flavor, really nice. And let's try the counterpart. First up, the noodles. Let me mix them up a little bit more. Let's try. Interesting. They taste different. The broth is definitely different. It's darker, like I said. Wow. Honestly, this one is a little bit stronger. It's also more salty. Yeah, but when you compare them directly, I have to say that I like the Japanese one better because I feel after you've eaten the whole cup ramen for the Chinese one and you've, you know, taken in all of the broth as well, it would be too salty for me. Let's try the meat pieces. Let me find one. Okay, here. Oh no. No. I don't know what that is. A no for me. The shrimp. It has a fishy flavor, but it is not really prawn or shrimp flavored. Again, it's the same like the 2 cup ramen from yesterday, because I'm doing this taste test 2 days in a row. Because let's be honest, 1 cup ramen is enough for one person, or at least for me. So 2 is quite a lot. So if I've eaten 4, that would have been definitely too much. It's not bad. It is definitely better than the one from yesterday. Also the egg, or the yellow bits that are supposed to be egg, See again, the one in the Japanese one, they do taste more like egg than the other one. It's interesting because you would imagine it comes from the same company, that they use the same ingredients, but it seems that they don't. I do know that flavors, are different in different countries. I know that, like I said yesterday, from the Nissin cup ramen that we can get here in Berlin, in Germany as well. The flavor of the broth is different. It is more seasoned, you could say, stronger, because people here like salty stuff. They like sugary, sweet stuff. I feel the Japanese ones always have a better balance, so yeah, what can I say? I mean, let me try the noodles again, if I can really taste the difference. The noodles together with the broth is okay, because the noodles take down the amount of flavor in the broth as well. And for the Japanese one, I mean, it's still salty, definitely. Yeah, really nice flavor for the Japanese one, yeah, definitely. And then you take in some of the shrimp and some of the meaty bits as well. I'm sorry, I have to say it again, I like the original version better than the Chinese counterpart. Let me eat up quickly. No, the meaty parts are not meaty. It's so interesting. It's supposed to be meat, but it's not tasting like anything close to meat. Okay, next let me get rid of the spoon. Compared to yesterday, I will finish this one. Yeah, the broth is too salty. It is too salty. I don't know if they put too much soy sauce in there or what they did, but it's too salty for me. And I believe you would need a lot of water after that. By the way, let me grab some water. That's much better. It's so interesting. If you have really salty stuff, of course, you need water, but it really cleanses your palate. And now I have a fresh start again, so I can actually... The noodles by themselves are totally fine, but as soon as you sip some of the broth, it's definitely too salty. Okay, that was the first one. Now let's take the other one. And again, it's so salty that I need some water to cleanse my palate. It's so salty. I don't really have that with the Japanese one. And actually, usually you are supposed to eat them quite fast because you don't want the noodles to get soggy and super soft. I don't mind if they are a little bit softer, so it's okay for me. Nice flavor of the noodles by themselves. Also, the shrimp is good. The meaty bits taste like meat. Actually, they taste like hamburger. Like in Germany we say Boulette, like a meat patty. So it's supposed to be beef, I guess. And I don't know. Again, for the Japanese ones, they really nail the flavor of the beef. Super interesting. Why it works for the original version and not for the counterparts. It's also interesting here in Germany we only have the blue one, which is supposed to be the seafood flavor, but it is rather the the prawn, the shrimp version. Yeah, so I like the original better. I'm sorry again. It's just, it has a better balance. It has better flavor. It's not too salty. What else can I say? Okay, and also let me get rid of the spoon because it's difficult to get out the last bits. I mean, there's still quite a lot of noodle. Can you see that? That was hot. Also, I feel like there's much more stuff in here. More meaty ballsy thingies. More egg stuff. More shrimp stuff. More noodles. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. I would like to have a conversation with Nissin in Japan and also here in the European German counter, part, office, whatever. So Nissin Germany, if you see this video, please reach out to me. You can find my contact info on my Instagram, or either here on this YouTube as well. I would like to have a chat with you guys regarding the different flavors and how you adjust the recipe for the ingredients for the cup noodles. So reach out to me, please. There's still so much stuff in here. Okay, the broth is almost empty. All that is left is noodle and egg bits. Okay, guys, that's it. I am definitely full. 2-cup ramen is more than enough for me and more than enough, I guess, for one person. So what is my conclusion of this taste test? For this episode of Let's Taste Japan, Let's Taste Nissin Cup Ramen, I have to say the difference between the original Japanese one and the other one is not as bad and not as big as the ones from yesterday, the seafood flavor one, because I feel there was a clear difference between both of those. The looks, the flavor, it's crazy how flavorful the Japanese one was and how less flavorful the other one was. Those two today were definitely flavorful. The Japanese one had a better balance, of the ingredients. So the noodles by themselves were great. The pieces, the bits of the eggs, the beef and the shrimp were also very tasty. And for the Chinese version, I have to say, the bits in there, not much flavor. The broth, on the other hand, very flavorful, definitely too salty for my taste. And the noodles were definitely okay, almost the same as the original. So what does that mean? It means that I like the original Japanese version better. So if you have a chance to get your hands on these, let me know what your opinion is about them. And if you like this video, what would you like to see next? Like and share this video. Leave me a comment, like I said. Head over to Instagram and follow my Instagram account at kotatsu.talk. And I will see you in my next Let's Taste Japan video. And until then, stay real, keep it real as always, and bye bye.